Still, rumors about Moore abounded. Some of the more fantastical and unverified stories that circulated after the bombing suggested he might have taught sabotage techniques for the CIA at the Camp Peary military base in Virginia, or had been a participant in the Reagan administration's illicit efforts to sell arms to the Nicaraguan Contras, or had manufactured pontoon boats used by the CIA to mine 3 Nicaraguan ports in 1984, or had funneled information to the government on Barry Seal, a former CIA pilot who organized drug transports to Central America from Mena, Arkansas, not far from Moore's ranch. The Nichols team did not know what to make of such stories, but they found more reasons of their own to question Moore's connections and activities. Despite his background as a successful businessman and the existence of at least 2 bank accounts in his name, they found he had almost no credit history. They never figured out why. They also puzzled over a line Moore had given to Rodney Bowers of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette shortly after his first FBI interviews became public. "Whatever I was doing for the FBI," Moore said, "is fucked up because they blew my cover." Bowers later told defense investigators that Moore had called him in a fury when he saw this quoted in the paper, but he would not elaborate on what he meant. FBI agents with the bombing task force also found reasons to raise questions about Moore's past. They learned that, in 1988, he was caught up in an FBI sting operation, codenamed Operation Punch-Out, which tracked the theft of equipment and supplies from Hill Air Force Base near Salt Lake City. Items as big as F-16 engines, worth about $2 million each, were disappearing and ending up in the hands of private military surplus dealers. So the FBI set up a fake storefront staffed by a team of undercover agents and handed out flyers at gun shows to lure the thieves into doing business with them. Among the first people to respond to the flyers were Roger and Carol Moore. Hidden cameras recorded the Moores as they sold $2,100 worth of .223 caliber ammunition and said they could also come up with explosives and a large number of bootlegged porn videos. The agents asked about their suppliers, and they said they were plugged into an underground network. A major investigation appeared to be warranted, but none ever took place. The ammunition rounds the Moores sold were reloads, which made it less likely they had been stolen from the Air Force. The FBI did not pursue this or any other angle, according to the available records, so the U.S. Attorney in Salt Lake City had no grounds to prosecute. A member of the Arkansas State Police Intelligence Unit later said he and a Garland County Police lieutenant had looked into the porn distribution issue and could not substantiate it. Oddly, the Garland County Sheriff's Department kept no paperwork on the investigation and, when asked, said there was none. Moore caught another lucky break in 1989. Using his gun show alias Robert Miller, he struck a deal with a man in Florida who said he wanted 100 pounds of C4 plastic explosive. They exchanged addresses and phone numbers, and Moore said he would send the C4 by UPS once he was home in Arkansas. But the man was an undercover informant for the ATF, and he passed Moore's personal information to his handlers. Then something strange happened. The same Arkansas State Police Intelligence Unit officer, who found no evidence of wrongdoing in the porn investigation, started to pursue a different Robert Miller, a young gangbanger involved in drugs and sex crimes. The officer, Don Birdsong, said he never received Moore's contact details or other information that would have told him he should have been looking for a middle-aged arms dealer. 4 years later, the ATF was on Moore's tail again, this time in response to an alert that Moore and Anderson were selling incendiary ammunition rounds and flares to an ex-convict in Oregon. Federal law forbade out-of-state sales to anyone without a federal firearms license, much less a convicted arsonist, an attempted murderer, who could not legally buy weaponry at all. The ATF considered bringing a case, but ultimately decided not to. Did this history of abortive investigations indicate that Moore enjoyed special protection?